In this daily drop, I'm going to take you through the second setup in this particular space. So let's go. All right, everybody, back in this space. And if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, do that because I will be talking about some of the differences between yesterday and today. But watching the episode is the best way to see those differences. So the big difference today is we're interviewing or just finished with the whole day of interviewing a whole bunch of other people. As opposed to yesterday where they were looking camera right, today they were looking camera left. And while we're still pointed in the same direction in the space, there's quite a lot of subtle differences between the two different setups. Yes, there's still an A and a B in terms of setup. And if I'm looking at the person interviewing me, this is what you're basically seeing in A camera, and this is what you're seeing in B camera. Adjustments along the way in terms of what we're doing, and audio is exactly the same, no differences there. And the basic little ice cream sandwich of lighting that I have here in terms of a large key along with a large fill is kind of the formula, but here are some of the differences. In yesterday's setup, when Talent was looking camera right, we were bouncing off of this 6x6 that I have now to my right-hand side. And this is just 6x6 magic cloth. You can bounce or you can push right through that thing and use it as diffusion. So yesterday we were bouncing, kind of raking the 6x6 next to Talent, and that's the way we were getting it. And we didn't have a lot of space because we were up against a wall, so I put the modifier up against the wall, and then we raked the light off of that. Today we have a little bit more real estate, and that basically made me decide to put the light source itself behind the magic cloth. So now we're using it as not a bounce source, but a diffused source. And I'm still using the PavoSlim, the 240C. Right now, I would say it's my favorite light for these types of setups because it's completely silent. It's a nice surface area, folds to a 1x2, opens up to a 2x2. I have the little diffusion panel in front of it. We call that, if you're going to go through two types of diffusion, we'd call that first diffusion a break. So there's a break in the light, and then it comes through this 6x6. The other big change is that instead of just having some sort of separation here with a hair light, which I do have, I have a 60C with the 36-degree projection attachment, and I have it at much higher intensity because I have a lot more distance to cover, which is just creating a little bit of separation. I'm using a second 60C with the projection attachment, and that is basically bouncing off of the fill side, okay? So this big white blanket that I have here that's hanging on the other side of the key, because I can increase or decrease with that projection attachment and that 60C, the light that's coming into here, so I can lift this or lower this depending on who's sitting in the chair. So I'd say from a lighting standpoint, those are the big differences. Everything else is pretty much the same. We've got the 8x8 outside over that big window, and we have that diffusion on the inside of the windows, which is just helping cut that light because it blooms, especially in the middle of the day. And yeah, that's basically it. Same cameras as yesterday, same lenses as yesterday. Talent, again, is looking camera left this time instead of camera right. And those are the big changes in terms of the space. Color temperatures, the same. It's a controlled environment. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what this setup is. I've got a little bit more to shoot, and I've got to be ready for tomorrow. So don't forget to. And I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.